Hey, welcome back to my channel, Digity Desktops. I'm Landon, and in this video, I'll be talking about motherboards. I will define motherboard. I will present differences in different motherboards. I will present additional components that will work in conjunction with the motherboard. I will also be telling you why I installed this motherboard, the motherboard that I will be installing, which is this motherboard here, the ASUS TUF X570 Gaming Motherboard plus Wi-Fi, and I will pick another motherboard to compare that is in the same class so I can see why I picked this motherboard. If you're wondering why I'm wearing this is an anti-static strap which prevents me from destroying my motherboard here with static electricity. Okay, so what is a motherboard? A motherboard is the main board in your PC, which you would use to connect all your other components in your PC. So I'm just going to go over the parts for your PC that you'll need. You have your RAM slots or memory. This is where you put your memory in. You have your processor, which you put your processor in. You have your PCIe slots right here for like graphics cards. You have your power supply connector, the 24-pin right here. Then you have your M2 right here and right here. This is for SSD cards. You have your SATA. You have 8 SATA right here and right here. So that's 8. You have your headers, fan headers right here. My left, almost all of them are fan headers for my left and right side. You have integrated components on the back. I'm just going to name a few. Like you have where you put your Wi-Fi antenna, audio jack so yeah you can hear things. And another thing is the USB right here. You have HDMI. And so, yeah, those are the components. Now we're going to talk about the differences between one motherboard and another motherboard. And one difference is a form factor. A form factor is just the size of the motherboard, like 9.6 inches by 9.6 inches. Another one is number of memory slots, or support for dual channel, quad channel. Another one is support for RAID. Hard drive performance and redundancy, support for RGB lighting, which is just making the PC light up, nothing much there. Memory and speed support, like 4,000 megahertz, 3,000 megahertz. BIOS and overclocking support. Integrated Wi-Fi or non-integrated Wi-Fi. Other integrated components like graphics cards, network cards, sound cards, and many more. And lastly, the price, if it's more expensive or if it's not as expensive. Okay, so like I mentioned earlier in the video, the motherboard that I have chosen is the ASUS TUF X570 motherboard with plus Wi-Fi. It supports second and third generation Ryzen processors up to 16 cores. Note that this does not support Intel. It supports 128 gigs of RAM up to 4,400 megahertz. It supports dual channel. It has 4 PCIe slots and 2 M2 slots. It has 8 6GB SATA ports. It, of course, has Wi-Fi, like in the name. It has 5 audio jacks with 7.1 surround sound, which is really good. It supports RGB ASUS Aurora Sync lighting. It supports RAID 0, 1, and 10, and gigabit LAN. It costs around $185. Another reason why I chose the ASUS motherboard is because when when you compare it to the Gigabyte X570 Gaming X motherboard, it's better. Here's why. It has 6 SATA ports, unlike the ASUS it has 8, 3 audio jacks, unlike the ASUS it has 5. It has less room between PCIe slots, so you might struggle with putting in a graphics card, and you might lose an extra PCIe slot because of it. And it is slightly cheaper, but it doesn't have Wi-Fi, so it kind of makes up for the difference in the cost. Thanks for watching this video on the motherboard. I hope you learned something from this video. Please get this video out to anyone possible. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. My goal for this video is to hit 100 likes so that I can get my new part. And so, yeah, Digity Desktops out.